Hey everyone, my name is Jaden Smith, and today I'm going to be talking to you about speed limits. Speed limits, they've had several up and down moments in their lifetime, but first let's go ahead and talk about why we're even talking about if they're necessary. Back in right around 1973, when Richard Nixon was the president of the United States, the oil crisis happened, which was when the United States ran low of oil, we weren't getting much oil, and gas prices skyrocketed. Prices of cars skyrocketed and everything dealing with automobiles, the prices went through the roof. So what would they do about speed limits? At the time, they weren't really worried about how much gas we were using. So everybody was just making the cars more competitive with each other, more competition to sell their own cars. But in 1973, when the oil crisis happened, Richard Nixon had to implement a plan to solve this crisis. So he set a nationwide speed limit of 55 miles an hour on the highways. This led to a decrease in gas. It led to the use of less oil and less gas, so gas prices also went down. We were able to finally stabilize everything. It was used for about two decades, and in 1995, the United States finally got rid of the ban and the speed limit, the national speed limit. So, in 1995, Montana was the first to really respond to this. They went back to their old ways and they set no daytime speed limit at all. In the daytime, you go however fast you wanted. And ever since then, they have had a decrease in car crashes and car deaths. This kind of proved what the point really was of speed limits and were they necessary. So we're going to talk about the lanes of speed limit. First, you have a fast lane and a slow lane, usually on a 2-lane highway or a 4-lane highway. The left lane is usually used for the faster cars to go to speed on by, and the slow lane, the rider lane, is used for the daily drivers or what you'd call the Sunday drivers. Faster cars are always supposed to use the left lane. Slower cars are always supposed to use the right lane. Merging between these lanes can be very difficult, and it can be pretty hard sometimes. But this is what leads to crashes. Crashes happen too often than they should, and it's really a shame. Drivers going too slow in the left lane can cause drivers that are trying to get past, that are also in the left lane, it can cause them to crash into each other. Or if a slow car moves into the fast lane without speeding up, that can cause the oncoming traffic to hit right into the back and rear end the driver in front of them. Also, when you're going so slow, you may not realize, but there might be somebody going 10 miles an hour faster than you coming up on your left. And whenever you look, and by the time you already merge, they may already be there and you wouldn't know. So that can also lead to more crashes. So my presentation is more of speed limits should not be necessary because everybody knows what they're comfortable at driving at. If you were usually driving about 5 miles, 10 miles over the speed limit, and that's what the highway speed normally is, that's fine. If you're traveling at highway speed, you should probably stay over to the right lane because that is where more of these slower drivers drive. Most everybody goes about 5 miles an hour to 10 miles an hour over the speed limit. There's also a highway over in Germany called the Autobahn that has no speed limit. It does have a speed limit for the slower cars. If you're not making a certain pace, you will be ticketed. This can cause several accidents. You need to choose your lane and stay at a comfortable pace that you can set. If you're driving aggressively and weaving in and out of lanes, that is where driving without a speed limit can become very dangerous. If you stick to your lane, your fast lane, you and a lot of other drivers will be safer out on the road.